Hey guys, I decided to jump into this expedition, inspired by some other players who I've been watching for a while. Seems like a pretty fun hobby with a likable community, so I figured I would also give it a shot. I'm totally new at this, though, so don't be too hard on me, at least not yet. Anyway, let's try doing some minimum battles runs. For these playthroughs, at least for now, I'm going to name my character Teal. Coming up with a name is one of the most difficult challenges for me, but I'm going to opt for Teal since 1 is my favorite color, and 2, it's a color in a game named from a color, with some characters named from colors, and towns named after colors too, so it seems fitting. This episode, the first episode, we're going to start out with Bulbasaur, and then we're going to do Charmander, and then we're going to do Squirtle. Then we're going to make our way to Ivysaur, Charmeleon, and then Wartortle. After that, we're going to do Venusaur, and then Charizard, and finally Blastoise. Usually, I'll do the evolution lines in reverse order. So starting with the strongest, ending with the weakest. And the reason for that is generally, if the strongest doesn't make it through, then anything weaker in their respective lines will not. So for example, if a Victory Bell doesn't make it through, then most likely Weeping Bell and a Bellsprout will not. There could be some exceptions if there are certain differences in evolution lines, like if a previous evolution has a different moveset, or like maybe their attack stat is higher for whatever reason. Anyway, when it comes to that, we'll test the earlier stages as well. But for just this episode, we're going to start first stage, then second stage, and then wrap it up with the third stages, just because it seems fun. Alright, let's get into Bulbasaur. Okay, let's get into the battle with our rivals Charmander. So, in my opinion, usually the best thing to do against the rivals Pokemon, as long as you're using the standard starters or anything that's fairly decently strong, is just attack. Although we almost lost in this battle. But usually, in my opinion, that's going to get you through most of the time. That was redundant, but whatever. You know what I mean. So one reason why so many Pokemon are going to suffer in this first challenge is because there are only 2 trainers to fight before Brock. 1, the rival, and 2, Bug Keeper Sammy, who only has this level 9 Weedle. And that means very few experience points. Pokemon will generally be reaching level 6 or level 7 to get to Brock, and that is going to be problematic. However, the reason why we needed to beat the rival as Bulbasaur is to gain access to Leech Seed. That is going to be absolutely essential in this upcoming battle. And then jumping right into it, first Brock, of course, is going to send out Geodude at level 12. Seems to really only know Tackle and Defense Curl, which is great for us, and it seems to use them randomly. So I think the best tactic here is to first use Leech Seed and then growl as much as possible. Ideally, you want to get through Geodude with at least close to full health, and decreasing its damage output as much as you can is going to be key for that. Anyway, it's a little bit tedious, but we do get through on our first try, and we are going to be moving on to Onix. And then against Onix, we're going to do the exact same thing and hope that it doesn't destroy us. I don't think it will. I think it's weak enough that that we're not going to take a whole lot of damage, and we're going to be regaining enough health from our Leech Seed. But let's see how this goes. This Onix seems to know Rock Tomb, as well as Tackle, as well as Bind. but I think no matter what it throws at us, I think we're going to be fine. And it looks like, yeah, Bulbasaur clears this 0 difficulty, which means most definitely Ivysaur and Venusaur are going to as well. Oh, and the Wayland Vine Whip, perfect. I'm still going to play through with them, of course. It'll be kind of fun to see little contrasts, see how well they do. And anyway, with that, let's move on to Charmander. Bulbasaur is going to make it through, and I think we'll make it through Misty as well, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, let's see how Charmander does. And we're going to go with our usual plan. At least we'll usually go with this first. We're just going to attack the Squirtle, give it a good scratch, and hope that we can take it down before it takes us down. Now real quick, you might have noticed I do use save states. But before you burn me at the stake, hear me out. I don't use it to get through runs. I only use it, one, for speed, so I don't have to constantly save and restart and all that. It's so much easier to just push a button, so much faster. And two, occasionally I might use it for intel, like if we get lucky and make it to an upcoming Pokemon, as you'll see later with Onix, for intel, so to see what moves it will use. However, I will never abuse it, because that would be cheating. And I don't really want to give disingenuous runs, so that's just not my style. But gripe and groan, click away, whatever you want. I'm going to be using save states. Alright, now let's fry a worm. Or scratch a worm, I suppose. We don't know Ember yet. Alright, so let's see if we can defeat this Weedle on our first try. Boom. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Hope we don't get poisoned. So far, so good. Although this is a little scary. Generally, with this Weedle, you want to just attack it down. Similarly with the rival's first Pokemon, because you really do not want to get poisoned. With Bulbasaur, not an issue because it's a poison type, but Charmander, that would suck. So we're not even going to worry about Growl. We're just going to scratch, 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 scratch. Because it's faster. Now against Brock, I'm going to admit, I really have zero faith in the Charmander line. Maybe if Charizard and or Charmeleon have access to Iron Claw, maybe they'll stand a chance. Or Iron Claw, oh my gosh. Metal Claw? Then maybe they'll stand a chance. But I'm pretty skeptical. I don't think they're going to make it through. Especially if Onix has Rock Tomb, which it does. So Charmander, unfortunately, really doesn't have much going for it. I'll play around a bit with like whether we should use Growl or whether we should just Ember it down. If we can make it through with a burn, for example. But I really don't think Charmander is going to be making it through, unfortunately. And again, same with Charmeleon or Charizard. I think the type disadvantage is just too great, and even with Ember, we are doing such little damage. Burn is nice, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Although, we are kind of making it through this Geodude, which is cool. And hey, we did make it through. Alright, but then we've got Onix, which is way stronger than the Geodude. Let's see what happens. Alright, so here you can see I used a save state just to see if it's always going to use Rock Tomb. And sure enough, it seems like it will. Now, quick note, I don't know actually how the game input works. Onix, it seems, is moving first, so I don't know if that move selection is stored, and so after I select fight or whatever, if it's always going to use that attack, whereas if I save prior to that, if there's a chance that it's going to use a different attack. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Onix is always going to use Rock Tomb on that Charmander. But anyway, it seems pretty clear that Charmander, unfortunately, is not gonna make it through. So let's just go and move on to Squirtle. Alright, Squirtle, let's tackle the heck out of this Bulbasaur. Alright, we're gonna keep tackling. Our attack's not too low. Yeah, we've got this. No problem. No sweat. There we go. It's always a good sign when winning that first battle increases your level. It's not always gonna happen. It will with the starters, but not with all Pokemon. And that's always a big red flag. Alright, against the Weedle, similar with Charmander, when we were using Scratch, we're just going to keep using Tackle and hope that we don't get poisoned. And hope that it uses String Shot over and over and over. But here come the poison stings. It looks like we're doing okay. Looks like we're going to make it through. And sure enough, we did it. And if we learn Bubble, yeah, I wish we do. I think we're gonna make it through Brock. Alright, I'm not sure, but I think the best thing to do against Brock is just gonna be use Bubble like crazy. And dang, it did over half, or roughly half. Oh, it's a range, shoot, okay. Well, that did the trick there. And I think we're just gonna do the same thing against Onix. Bind is good, it's pretty weak, okay. It's going to be a 3-hit. And almost there. Just one more. Ooh, but we made it. Squirtle made it through. That means Wartortle and Blastoise are almost certainly going to make it through, too. Oh, I didn't expect it to learn Withdraw this early. Actually, I haven't even looked at their movesets yet. We should probably do that. We'll do that later. But, yeah, anyway, we made it through. Good job, Squirtle. Alright, making our way back around to Ivysaur. This should be pretty smooth sailing. We actually start out with Leech Seed, which is nice. We're not going to need it against this Charmander. We're strong enough we can just tackle it down without any issue. And probably the same thing with Weedle. Let's go take a look. Alright, against Weedle, we might as well use Leech Seed. It'll be a little faster. I don't think we need to, but it'll speed things up a little bit. Ooh, maybe it's a good thing we did use it. Critical hit. Oh, we get a critical hit too. Nice. Alright, well, that wasn't too difficult. I have a feeling Brock isn't going to be either. Against Brock, I think we're just going to do the same thing as we did with Bulbasaur. There isn't really much else to do. So we're going to throw Leech Seed on it, and then we're just going to bring its attack down as much as we can. And after that, there really isn't anything Geodude can do. We're going to finish it off with a Growl, just so we get that extra little bit of health from the Leech Seed. And moving on to Onix, we're going to do the same thing. Seed it up, and give it a good Growl. And then we're just going to repeat. Growl, growl, growl. And yeah, it doesn't seem like there's much Onix can do against us. We're just going to be draining it weaker and weaker. And without a hitch, we are going to make it through. Nice and easy. Alright, let's jump right into Charmeleon. Let's see. What does Charmeleon know? It knows Scratch, Growl, and Ember. So no Metal Claw. I doubt we're gonna get it by the time we reach Brock, but let's see. We'll see after we level up, after we fight Sammy's Weedle. And thanks to Ember, Weedle's a one-shot. Though I don't know if the critical hit mattered. Probably, but either way, we're gonna take it. And then jumping right into Brock, let's see. Let's see how we do. Alright, we're gonna try a couple things. For now, let's just see how far we can get using only Ember. And it looks like, yeah, this is gonna be an issue. Let's try again. Maybe we'll try with throwing a few growls at it. Fortunately, its defense curls don't help it at all since we're using a special attack against it. But even still, Ember does almost nothing. And yeah, we lost even worse that time. I'm going to try a few more times. Maybe if we get an early burn, we'll fare a bit better. But yeah, I think even if we burn the Geodude, like on the first turn, and even if we were to burn the Onix on the first turn, I'm pretty sure Charmeleon's not making it through. But let's try. Give this a shot. Heck, honestly, I'm going to throw out this prediction there. Even if Charizard were to get burns on both of them on the first turn, I don't think Charizard's going to be making it through either. But we'll see. We did make it through Geodude that time. But yeah, then Onix just destroys us right there. I don't know if Rock Tomb is always a one-shot against Charmeleon. I wouldn't be surprised either way. And a disadvantage that Charizard has is that instead of being double times effective, it's going to be 4 times effective because in addition to being a fire type, it's also a flying type. So heck, Charmeleon might actually have a better chance than Charizard to get through. So interestingly enough, Onix isn't using Rock Tomb on us until the end. Fortunately, since Squirtle made it through, Wartortle should have no problem making it through too. It even starts with Bubble, so that's good. I think actually, in fact, out of all the starters in Gen 1, I think Wartortle might be my favorite. I think my mom's favorite is Squirtle. My wife's favorite Pokemon of all time is Charmander. And I like everything, all of the Gen 1 starter stages. But yeah, I think Wartortle might actually be my favorite. I just think it has a really cool design. And yeah, we should have no problem against Sammy too. I'm actually not sure which would do more damage, Tackle or Bubble. Oh shoot. Oh shoot, wait. Oh no. Yay. And I didn't save. Oops. Okay, this is one reason why I use save states. Because it's much quicker and easier to start again from right in front of Sammy. Anyway, let's go and skip ahead. Alright, let's try this again and get some revenge. And Tackle, yeah, it's smarter to use Tail Whip a couple times first. That way we'll do a bit more damage. And now we can tackle it down, and yeah! Easy peasy. No sweat. Now let's go beat the crap out of Brock. Alright, here we go. Let's just bubble. Oof, almost a 2-shot. But that's fine. We're gonna level up a couple times. We'll get a bit stronger anyway. And then against Onix, same thing. Bubble. It'll be a 3-shot. And it's fortunately using weaker attacks against us, so we are in the clear. Alright, Venusaur time. Let's see, Venusaur starts out with Leech Seed as well as Vine Whip. Nice. Although against Charmander, we're just going to tackle it down. Nice and easy. And against the Weedle, we'll Leech Seed it because it'll probably be a little quicker that way. And then we'll tackle it down. And with that, we'll move on to Brock. No sweat. I don't think we even need to heal. We're at full health. Let's do it. And against Brock, we might as well just use Vine Whip. Ooh, almost a 1-shot. I'm actually surprised it's not. Let's see how much damage it does to Onix. So a bubble from any of the Squirtle line, that has a base power of 20. If you add the stab, the same type attack bonus. Oh yeah, Venusaur makes it through, by the way. If you add the stab, then that boosts the damage up to the base damage. I'm sorry, I can't speak. Oof. The base damage up to 30. That's a 1.5 times multiplier. And then if you add the 4 times weakness from the rock and ground typing, that boosts it all the way up to 120 base power, I believe is how it works. And yeah, that's gonna be just way too much for those Pokemon. So let's see how Charizard's doing. And Charizard starts out with Ember and Metal Claw, which is great. Metal Claw, maybe it'll give us a chance against Brock, but again, I'm pretty skeptical. But let's see. I'm hoping Charizard makes it through. I adore Charizard. I think Charizard's awesome. I'd love to see it go far. Though honestly, even if it were to make it through, I'm surprised Weedle was in a one-shot. Even if we do make it through Brock, he's gonna have a hard time against Misty. I don't know if it would make it through her, but let's not worry about that yet. Let's see if we can get through Brock. Alright, we're gonna play around with some things, and ooh, Metal Claw did not do as much as I was hoping. It's gonna be, yeah, a 5-shot. There's a chance that it'll boost our attack, but that chance is a little slim. And yeah, we made it through Geodude, but let's see. Okay, yeah, that's a really, really, really bad sign. Let's try a bit more. And yeah, I give it quite a few more tries. Again, I really want Charizard to make it through, but some of the times we didn't even make it past Geodude, and anytime we reach the Onix, it just destroys us. Yeah, sadly, we're gonna have to say goodbye to Charizard. It's quite unfortunate. Bye-bye, buddy. See you again one day. So yeah, in traditional childish fashion, I'll usually name my rival something pretty stupid and crass, and sometimes maybe a bit regrettably. Alright, let's wrap this up with Blastoise. Blastoise is going to start out with Bubble, of course, but also Withdraw, which I don't think we're going to need. I think we're just going to blast through everything with Bubble, except for that Bulbasaur. But everything else, I think we're going to blast through with Bubble. I don't know. Weedle, it doesn't matter. Probably also use Tackle. I don't know what would be faster. So, well, real quick, while we walk into walls and things with Blastoise, I wanted to mention there are a few items here which we can obtain that may help. We wouldn't use them in battle, of course, but we could use them en route to the next area for in order to avoid having to backtrack to Pokemon centers and stuff, and or to just keep progressing through that route and battle ongoing trainers. Alright, Sammy, let's tackle this Weedle down and hope we don't get poisoned. Okay, we got poisoned. Alright, well, let's tackle it down. Oh, shoot. Okay, talk about a close call. And with Blastoise, let's go fight Brock. And as you'd probably expect, Bubble just destroys these guys with its base power of 120. Alright, bye-bye Onix. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I haven't used Blastoise a whole lot, actually. I've used Venusaur and Charizard more than I've used Blastoise. So I'm excited to learn it a little bit better. Anyway, that's all the Pokemon for this episode. I definitely have not gotten the hang of this yet, especially the narration part. Like the playing, okay, I know how to play. But yeah, narrating is definitely something I'm looking forward to hopefully getting way better at. So if you've had the patience to make it this far into the video, thank you so much, and please bear with me while I, hopefully similar to these Pokemon, evolve and become much better at this. And I look forward to hearing feedback and improving. Thanks so much, and hopefully see you in the future.